Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. Summer party, grown and sexy. Join the party, put summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
All right. It's Friday night here at the Pajama Party. This is Redwine. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Poppa DD is on his way to the studio, so he will be joining us in progress. But Ketel and I are going to hold it down until he gets here. So how you doing tonight, Ketel?
I can't complain. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Trying to just keep it moving. It's Friday, TGIF.
I know that's right. I'm sitting back with my cocktail, and what you sipping on? Red wine or something different?
Oxygen right now. I had some red wine. I finished that, but I'm going to get something on the first break.
All right. I know that's right. I'm sipping on some Crown Vanilla and some seltzer water. It's pretty good with a twist of lemon.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think we do have some Crown Vanilla on the shelf. I might have to join you.
All right now. But I know we got a good cocktail coming up this evening. But as Poppa D said, look, he's working for us today.
Exactly. We're going to have to dock him today.
I know that's right.
Yeah, are you ready for the rundown?
Sure.
All right, go ahead and break it down for the people.
All right, everybody sit back and relax and sit tight. Our hot topics tonight: investigation finds Alabama prison conditions are unconditional. Wow. Also, who is running for president in 2020? And the drug makers hike prices 1,000% in massive price-fixing scheme. Also, our hit and quitter headlines: former homeless student graduates from Georgetown University. Also, police officer who pulled gun on a black man picking up trash quit force. And also, Tiger Woods faces wrongful death lawsuit. What's popping with Poppa DD? When he gets into the studio, he got something for us. Our weird news: a German chocolate factory spill makes for a sweet treat. Also, Florida man arrested after allegedly stealing truck full of coffins. And 100 goats descend on neighborhood in Boise. I'm saying with red wine, why is Congress in it? Living for the city with Poppa DD. My Hollywood wrap-up tonight. The cocktail of the week is the rum with a view. I like that. Our kiss it list and the last word. So sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail because we have ours, and we'll be back with the hot topic.
It's another Friday night at the Pajama Party Show, and we're here with our PJs on because you know we don't allow clothes in here. If you enjoyed the Pajama Party Show, why not invite a friend or tell a neighbor to tune in right now? Go ahead and text them. I'll wait. Tell them to call us right now at 914-803-4306. And if they want to join in on the conversation, tell them to press 1 so that we'll know they have something to say. We'd love to meet your neighbors, friends, and relatives, so send them a text, email them, or call them up and tell them to join us for the Pajama Party live on Blog Talk Radio. The more the merrier, or is it Misery Loves Company, or whichever. Tell them to call us up on 914-803-4306 if they just want to listen, or press 1 if you want to join the conversation. Now let's get back to the crew and more of the Pajama Party Show while I try to find out who hid the belt from my robe. I tell you the truth. Y'all know you're so wrong for that.
All right. We're back on the Pajama Party Show Friday night. I am one of your hosts, Redwine. Bonsoir. I am here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Poppa DD is en route to the studio. He will join us in progress, so we're going to hold it down until he gets here. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off. I did want to say that tonight's show is dedicated to someone very special to us, Mama Z. And we'll be playing some music from Al Green, some of her favorite music, Al Green. So you'll be hearing Al Green tonight, just to let you know. That's a shout out to Mama Z. We miss you and we love you. So we just want to put that out there. But we got you. We got you, Mama Z.
All right, ma'am. Appreciate that.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick off these hot topics. Let's see, Ketel, you going to kick us off first? What you got for us?
Yeah, this is a interesting story, and it doesn't surprise me. Investigation finds Alabama prison conditions are unconstitutional. Wow. It goes all the way to the 8th Amendment. In Birmingham, Alabama, I'm not surprised, officials in Alabama have until next week to make changes to the state's troubled prison system. A Justice Department investigation found conditions in Alabama's prisons violate the 8th Amendment of the Constitution, which protects against cruel and unusual punishment. If no one knew what the 8th Amendment is, some of the 2,600 photographs taken inside Alabama's prison show horrid conditions. This Betty Heads, she's 31. Her 31-year-old son died after trying to hang himself in a decrepit cell block. She accuses the prison of killing her son. Her son was serving a 6-year sentence for statutory rape, and he was supposed to be out within the next couple of months, but he killed himself. He was mentally ill, and inmates told that he would cry for help, but routinely he was ignored. The Alabama prisons have the highest suicide rate in the country, 3 times the national average. Wow. Didn't know that. One worker at the Alabama prison who asked to be disguised for fear of being fired was speaking out. He said, "We need more mental health workers. We need more officers," the worker said, "and more people are going to die if we don't get that help." The state prison official said there are approximately 1,400 officers, about half of what's needed to oversee a prison population of 16,000. That's a lot of people.
It is a lot.
It is. The Alabama commissioner says they have allocated about $125 million to, to work on the prison system. I mean, hopefully that money is going to go where it's supposed to go. But it's just ridiculous, I hate to say it, but I believe most of the people that are in the prison system in Alabama are black. And it's like they just don't care. That's just my personal opinion. But, it's just crazy. Like I said, it doesn't surprise me.
How is it that they have so many people? How do they have, what did you say, 16,000?
16,000.
That doesn't even seem humanly possible.
It doesn't. It really does not. And they were saying a lot of times they put them in seclusion. So they don't see people or, they keep them in solitaire. I'm sorry, that's what they call it, solitaire. And it's just crazy. Yeah. And it says,
even though I realized it was, go ahead. I'll save my comment until you're finished.
Okay, but I think this part is really important. They did a 2-year Justice Department investigation and found conditions throughout the entire Alabama prison system are unconstitutional and an excessive amount of violence, sexual abuse, and prisoner death happens on a regular basis, making the state's prisons a deadly place for work as well. That's crazy.
That's beyond crazy.
Yeah,
I was just going to say that I remember there was a story just a few weeks ago about a woman in a prison. I don't think it was in Alabama. I can't recall now what state. But this woman was pregnant, in labor, and she had some mental issues going on, but she was in labor. She kept telling them, I need some help, trying to get somebody to pay attention. They put her in like a single cell by herself and just left her there. She was crying out, calling out for help. They put her in that cell by herself, and by the time somebody came back to check on her, she had delivered her own baby.
Right, I
by
did hear
herself.
that. Yeah.
That is like beyond crazy, but this is the kind of stuff that's going on in the prison system.
Now, did she survive? Did her and the baby survive?
She and the baby survived. Oddly enough, she and the baby survived.
But see, my thing is, you're going to do a 2-year Justice Department investigation. Now, what you going to do? You claim you're going to allocate $125 million toward, I guess, the Alabama Department of Corrections. But you know, I guess this is just a story we need to follow. That's all, and just see if they're going to be true to what they say. So.
Yeah. I mean, what are you exploring? So they're saying right now they have basically half of the prison guards that they really need for a place that large.
Right.
So I wonder how much are they really recruiting? How hard are they recruiting to get more personnel out there?
But see, my thing is, you have to work on the system first. You have to work on the facility, improve the facility, because I would be scared to come work there because the conditions are so poor. Who knows? I may get sick as a guard. I wouldn't want to work in those conditions. True. So you have to, fix the whole entire system. It's going to take a minute, but as far as the prison itself, you have to fix that internally, and then, I'm quite sure that these prisoners, they're not getting what they should get as far as their rights and the things that they need to survive in there. They probably just put them in a hole and that's it,
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
It's just sad. So like I said, this is a story that we have to continues to follow. I'll be curious to see. I mean, I hate to say it, but look at where they are, Alabama. And like I said, probably the prison population is majority African American. And it's just like they don't care. Right. They don't care. I hate to say it, but they just don't care.
It hurts my heart that the woman's son, who she said, you said in the beginning of the story, who had some mental illness going on, who took his own life. I did look this story up, and I saw some of the pictures of those cells and everything. And I mean, while I do understand that prison is not supposed to be the equivalent of a hotel as far as the way it looks, it also should not look like an outhouse either.
I agree.
You should not have standing liquid, whatever that liquid is, on the floor. That's a breeding ground for bacteria, disease, and whatever. You shouldn't have to be up in the middle of all that.
Right.
I can understand how people who may have not come in there with a mental illness could possibly end up mentally ill when you have to deal with all that kind of stuff day in and day out.
True that. Yeah, it's a good observation. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get help. You're telling people different things, and you're whatever you're saying is just falling on deaf ears. If you complain too much, you might run the risk of being thrown in solitary confinement, and Lord only knows what that's about, what that really feels and looks like. That's enough to make you lose what's left of your mind.
Right. See, what I said earlier, the key thing in this particular article is routinely the people are being ignored. And also the Alabama prisons have the highest suicide rate. Come on now. If you know that's what's going on, every week somebody's committing suicide. You just, excuse my language, but you don't give a rat's rabbit's ass if they're gone. But they have a family, you know. So
right.
you just gonna keep paying out the yang because they're gonna sue you, you know. So it's you got to do something. They're gonna do something, you know.
It sounds like they're letting the weaker people be thinned out of the crowd. You know, it's like survival of the fittest. If you can't make it, then you'll just be gone, and that'll be one less prisoner to deal with.
Yeah.
And that's not right.
It's not right, right. But my thing is, okay, you got the pictures. You got 2,600 photographs inside this prison. And then you did a 2-year investigation. And this man here, he died. And you're number one as far as suicide rate. What more do you need before you do some changes? You know, my thing is, who is your council person, your law person, whoever makes the, you know, carries the weight in your particular state? Because that man, he's not, man or woman, he's not doing nothing.
I agree.
They're not doing a daggone thing. Letting people die.
That's deep.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I got another one for you while we're talking about deep.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's died yet, but I'm sure, like I said, survival of the fittest. It's going to come down to it with this 2020 election. There's right now they got about 24 people that are running for president for 2020. So I have a list. I'm not going to read all this information because I was blown away when I really looked at all this. But I was trying to count how many are black, and then you have some Latino people, some other nationalities, but I see at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I see at least 3 black people that are running. But anyway, this is an alphabetical list. You got Senator Michael Bennet, who's from Colorado. You got Joe Biden, who's a former vice president under Barack Obama. Then you got one black man, Senator Cory Booker, who's a New Jersey senator. Governor Steve Bullock, who's a Montana governor. And from South Bend, Indiana, you got Mayor Pete Buttigieg. He's the first openly gay candidate. You got former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Julian Castro. New York, the latest one, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. Then you got former Representative John Delaney. He's from Maryland. He's a congressman. And he was only 7 months into his term before he decided, okay, I've been a congressman for 7 months. I'm running for president. Okay. We got
That's
Representative Tulsi. Yeah. Representative Tulsi Gabbard. She is the first Samoan and the first Hindu member of Congress. So I guess that would put her in the category of a person of color. We got Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, who's from New York. Let's see. We have another black woman, Senator Kamala Harris. She's from California. She's a junior senator from Cali. Then we got former Governor John Hickenlooper. He's from Colorado. There's Governor Jay Inslee, who is, where is he from? Washington State. There's Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is from Minneapolis. We have Wayne Miramar. That's another black man from out of Florida. We've got Representative Seth Moulton, who's a 40-year Democrat from Massachusetts. Former Representative Beto O'Rourke, who is
that's my boy.
Okay, out of Texas. Representative Tim Ryan, who's from Ohio. Senator Bernie Sanders, where is he from? Vermont? I think he's from Vermont.
Yeah, he's upstate somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere up in the New England area. I believe it's Vermont. Representative Eric Swalwell, who's a New York congressman. Senator Elizabeth Warren. She is from Massachusetts. That's the one that Trump always calls Pocahontas.
Oh, man.
Governor Bill Weld, who's a former Massachusetts governor, and Marianne Williamson. I had never even heard of her. There's a woman, Marianne Williamson. Check this out. She is an author. She's not even a congresswoman, senator, none of that. She's an author. She announced her campaign in L.A. back in January after making 6 trips to Iowa and New Hampshire. And she is best known outside of political circles for having written a number of popular self-help books. And she's a spiritual friend and counselor to your girl, Oprah Winfrey.
Wow. Watch out now.
Yeah, Marianne Williamson. And the last one is an Asian brother, Andrew Yang. He's an entrepreneur. Another person who's not a political person. He is an entrepreneur. He is running, and he's the person who's running on the campaign of what's called universal basic income. He's pledging to provide all Americans 18 and over with $1,000 per month. He's saying that this can work, that the money will come from somewhere, and he's saying that it's called universal basic income. He's saying that if everybody had at least $1,000 coming in per month that was provided by the government, you'd be able to live a better life, take care of your family, handle your business, etc. So that's his platform. So that's all of the folks so far that are running. It's a lot of them.
So let me ask you this. On the last guy, Andrew Yang, where are they going to get this $1,000 per month from?
I don't know. He says that, it'll all work out. He's got it all worked out. I do not know. Don't know where he's getting it from, but everybody, of course, has a platform of different things that, they say that, like Mayor de Blasio from New York, he's saying that his campaign is working people first. So that's his thing. I don't know. Let's see. There's a few other, they got their different little platforms and whatnot, but, everybody has a little something that they're leaning on.
Right. Wow.
But I see we got Poppa DD joining us. He's on the line. He's still en route to the studio. Poppa DD, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Wow. Technology. I love it.
And we also have a caller, so I'm going to pick up this caller to join the conversation, and then we'll check back in with Poppa DD. Caller, welcome to the Pajama Party Show. You are live on the air. Go ahead with your comment. Go ahead, caller. Caller, are you there?
Hey, am I on the line?
Yes, you are. You're live on the Pajama Party Show.
Hey, welcome, man. Hey, look, I just want to say what's up to everybody. This is Mr. Lowe coming to you live. Ain't no surprise. You better open up your eyes. You hear me?
Oh, Mr. Lowe, what's going on?
I'm just out here doing my thing. I just wanted to give a shout out to the Pajama Party. Me and my baby girl in my pajamas. I got on my silk. You know how I like it, and she got on her velvet, so,
All right now, keep it sexy now.
Yeah, that's all. What's popping though? I'm listening to the show, so I can't wait to hear the rest. I might have to tune in, call in on some topics, just to give my point of view, my little crumble of the pie,
Okay. Well, of all the candidates that are running so far for 2020, who are you leaning towards so far?
Well, I'm going I like there's a couple of Democrats that I like, but just realistically, I don't think they don't got the power to win. But I'm telling you know what, I'm not mad at my boy Joe Biden. I'm going for Joe Biden. You know, Joe Biden, he ran solid. I like the way he stood solid by Barack. You know, about Obama, and I like Joe Biden. You know, I know they trying to run him through the dirt a little bit, but I think he's an honest dude. He makes regular human mistakes, but he owns up to them. I never once seen him discourage or demean or belittle Obama. You know, he stood side by side with him as his second. You know, and I think I would. He won my support. I think Joe Biden got the. You know, if they support him like they should and everything like that, I think he got the power to do it.
Okay.
You know,
I was kind of leaning toward Kamala Harris, but I don't know. I don't know right now if I'm still feeling her.
I like Kamala. I like Kamala Harris too. I like her as a strong leader. I like her as definitely a power player. But I'm not. And it ain't you know, women, man, don't work, no, you know, that don't matter. But I don't know. I don't think she's ready for that role yet. I think that's too heavy of a load, too early, too stressful. You know, I think that right now she can be great at what she can bring to the table, and then maybe in like another 4 years or so, then maybe we could visit that convo. But I just don't think she's ready yet for a presidency. I don't think she's right, but I do like her a lot. I think she's a strong player, powerful woman. I think that she could do great things. I think she could do great things just by being like a dominant person in the Congress and everything like that. I think that she got some. She needs to just get a little more weight on her. She got to get a little more weight on her. Because she don't really she needs a little more weight. A little more weight. She's still a little light to me. I don't think that she got enough.
Okay. All right. I respect that.
Yeah, I like it though. Even if she was a vice president, I could. You know what? I could go for Joe Biden and Kamala being the vice.
That could be an interesting ticket. That would be interesting.
You know, I don't think Kamala's ready for the big show yet. I just ain't seen enough. Like, I like the way she talk, but we can't just talk just for outside of Democrats. We got to see how can you reach out to the world. You know, like to get enough to where now you can gain that respect on both ends. You know, I just don't think. I don't think the Republicans they ain't gonna let her do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's y'all?
Cool. I think I missed it. I think I missed it. Who you said? Ma, Redwine.
You said who else is running?
No, I said Redwine. You said you like Kamala.
I do like her.
Okay,
and I like Buttigieg too. I like Buttigieg.
Buttigieg, okay. I gotta do some research on that one.
You talking about the young guy?
Yeah, the guy from South Bend, Indiana. I'm liking him too.
Okay. Well, my man is Beto. I like Beto. He talks a good game.
You like Beto?
You like Beto? He's talking about, yeah. He's pretty good. Mm-hmm. All right.
Who Poppa DD like?
Keep it moving.
Who Poppa DD
You said which
like?
one is he?
Yeah,
let me
Poppa
check with
DD?
him. I'm gonna go back to Poppa DD. Poppa DD, which one are you feeling?
Well, I tell you, I am really glad to see the mayor of New York get in there.
Really?
De Blasio? Yeah, because, you got to understand that that's Trump country. You know what I'm saying? And Trump needs some competition from the home base. Someone who knows New York just as good as he does, because that's why Trump is doing the strong stuff he's doing like he is, because if you can work in New York, you can work anywhere, and that's where he came from. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think some New York competition would be really good. I mean, I'm glad to see him throw his hat in the ring, and that's probably why he put his hat in the ring, because he said, I know that joker. We from the same back alley, so, But other people that's from South Bend and all that, I don't know. I think Trump will mop the floor up with them because he'll throw insults at them, and they'll be too busy trying to be politically correct that they won't respond back like they might need to. And you got to get somebody going to go toe to toe, you know. So.
Okay.
Hey, last thing.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't know if I was on yet. Last thing I was just gonna say, like, and don't get it twisted on my end as far as because I like a lot of the guys, like all the people that y'all just said. I like, you know, because my decision when I said Joe Biden is more so, it's a decision that I'm talking about as a whole, as far as not just can win the party, do a good job, but also the biggest thing is that they got to go up against this monster. They got to go against this monster in Trump in 2020. So that means that you know, I don't want him to try to, you know, going head to head with that guy. It's gonna take a lot, you know, because, you know, he got the whole party behind him, the Republican Party and Trump country. He knows how to spin, he knows how to lie, he knows how to narrate, he knows how to control the you know, the media and things of that nature. So I think a guy like Joe Biden is you know, Joe Biden can go toe to toe with him, you know, and I just think that he got enough. Joe Biden got enough in the tank where I think that he can go toe to toe and he's not gonna fall. And I think some of the other ones, I don't know if it could be a combination of inexperience, or maybe they don't want to go a certain route with that. Maybe they want to do a certain high road, or maybe they want to, you know, however they want to play it. It's just that whatever strategy that you have, you know, it's gonna take a good strategy and a strong backbone, because Trump gonna bring it. He gonna bring it. He gonna lie. He gonna do what he got to do, you know, to stay in power. And so you're not just fighting against this. It ain't about how good your ideals are. It ain't about how your policy is. None of that even matters right now in 2020. It's about who can really control the narrative, make it, you know, who can, you know, really show a plan for the future and all that kind of good stuff, and with also being somewhat of a, you gotta have somewhat of a showman skill to it as well. Like, you can't be dull, you can't be dry, you can't be unenergetic, you can't be low energy, you can't be none of that. You gotta bring it all. So, you know, like I said, I like Kamala, but I just think that if realistically, if I was trying to have the Democratic Party win, I would put Joe Biden in front.
Okay.
Now maybe in 2024, like I said, it could be a whole different ball game. But in 2020, you're going against that dog. You know, he a dog. You're going against that dog. So you got to, you know, like I was just watching Training Day the other day. You know, to protect the sheep, you got to kill the wolf. And it takes a wolf to kill a wolf.
Wow.
To protect the sheep,
you're right. You're right about it.
It takes a wolf to kill a wolf.
All right, Mr. Lowe. Well, we're going to move on and talk about these drug makers, how they've jacked up these prices on the generic drugs. We got to talk about that. All right, so we're going to put you back on hold, Mr. Lowe. So if you want to get back in on another topic, you just need to press 1 and then press 1 again. So we'll see that it clears and you're back in the queue, okay?
No doubt. Hey, Poppa DD, you drive safely out there. You know, you get home. You know, there's a lot of people counting on you. You know, you're a big part of the show, so don't miss it. You know, we'll see you soon.
I'm battling these red lights in front of me. You know.
All right,
it's
Mr. Lowe.
All right, now better than battle a red light than the red, white, and blues. Yeah.
I know that's right. All right, peace out, Mr. Lowe.
Right.
That was Mr. Lowe. He comes in and sits in on the show from time to time. Whew, Lord. Okay, where are we? Ketel, I'm going back to you. What's going on with the drug makers?
Okay. The drug makers? The drug makers hike prices 1,000% in massive price fixing scheme. I'm telling you, it's a whole slew of them. 20 leading drug companies, including Teva, Pfizer, and Novartis, and Mylan. They're pharmaceutical companies. They were in cahoots for years to fix and dramatically inflate the prices of more than 100 generic drugs. Now, generic drugs, in some cases, to raising prices well over 1,000%. The alleged scheme was intended to ensure that each company was a quote-unquote responsible competitor who was playing nice in the sandbox to get its fair share of profits from the drugs. Those drugs included pills, capsules, ointments, and creams. They range from oral antibiotics to blood thinners to cancer drugs to contraceptives and so on. It goes on to say, we all know that prescription drugs can be expensive. And now we know that high drug prices have been taken in part by an illegal conspiracy among generic drug companies to inflate their prices. This is
wow.
New Jersey Attorney General, what's his name, Grewell. So they have done an investigation, and they have come up with, what is going on. It says, according to the lawsuit, the alleged shady dealings peaked between 2013 and 2015. The companies would routinely get in touch with each other, divide up customers, and set and maintain high prices. Details were usually hashed out in a face-to-face encounters during many swanky events, such as trade shows, cocktail parties, dinners, conferences, and so on. In instances when there was written evidence of the deals, conspirators made plain attempts to destroy it. So I'm like, they've gone to some great lengths to try to get, try to do their hanky-panky and destroy the evidence. So
you're saying that they all got together?
Yep. And,
wow.
It's like 10 companies getting together and say, okay, we're going to hike up these prices. Because a lot of these drugs, if you think about it, they're needed. They're cancerous drugs. They're, different types of drugs that are, quote-unquote, needed by the American public. So people go to any great lengths to get whatever they need to. Now, these are generic drugs. These are not the actual drugs. But, also there was another story also, too, to piggyback on that these generic companies were putting just about anything in these drugs.
My goodness.
So you don't know what you're getting. That's why a lot of people don't like generic drugs, because it's more or less being cut. You might have 10% of the actual drug, but the 90% of it is something else. And that could affect your outcome of, your treatment.
Right.
So if you're taking something for pain, you could get addicted to it, or it may not be as effective as you think it should be. I'm like, this is just crazy. It just has gotten out of hand. So
it's totally out of hand. What you say about that, Papa?
I tell you, when you reach a certain age in your life, you begin to see the whole drug process, and you begin to look. If you're a person that goes to the pharmacy regularly, you begin to see just how things are being distributed, the way things are being handled today. A couple months ago, I think, or either maybe a few weeks ago, there was some controversy with some of the drug companies against Jimmy Fallon and Denzel Washington. Okay, they were beating him up.
With it?
Because Denzel Washington has a pill now that's sort of an enhancing type of thing. It's not a prescription type thing, but him and Jimmy Fallon is on it together, and it's 1/4 the price of a Viagra in Cialis, and Denzel was on Jimmy Fallon saying how powerful it was, and him and Jimmy Fallon was both laughing, agreeing with it, and sending samples out to people. And then come the next couple of weeks, Denzel's getting threats about on his life, and the different pharmaceutical companies wrote to Hollywood saying that they should kick Denzel off of his movie hiatus for talking about it. It's very serious. It's very cutthroat. You know, it's very cutthroat. And when they did that to Denzel and Jimmy Fallon, people just like Nugenics, something like that. They got the same kind of thing, and they're trying to beat them down. I mean, you know, because some of these people that are fronting these drugs have gotten so rich. I mean, so that they need people to get in to help them spend the money. That's why they all get together in cahoots with it now and all working together, because they kind of feel like if we do something illegal or something over the top, not only are we all going to go to jail together, but they all talk in a conference room together to make sure they don't go to jail. So more people, the more money you make, the more people you need to count it, pretty much. You know what I mean? I mean, money is just like marijuana. Money is just like marijuana. The more marijuana you got, the bigger place you need to store it, the stronger it smells. You got to put it in an isolated area. And just like money, if you dilute $1 million down to $1 bills or even $20 bills, you need somewhere to store it. And the same way with these companies, the more they make, the more they, and just like y'all was saying earlier, they all got together. Of course, because they're making millions. So they need about 50 different little areas to wash it, to cipher it. You know, I mean, it's a mess. Because the average person, the average man, let's say the average black man, is on at least over 6 years old, is taking at least 4 medications dedicatedly, whether it be diabetes or something for the prostate, something for the cholesterol. You know, there could be a thyroid medicine in the mix. These are normal medicines that people take every day. And if all people around the world are taking these every day, and they're taking the generic, and people saying, look, they're not really buying our real stuff too much anymore. The real stuff ain't really selling like that. So generics are big time. I mean, they got generic Lipitor, they got generic Pfizer, they got generic everything. But they say, look, let's raise the prices on this generic stuff so we can get paid, because our real stuff, I mean, like people now, Viagra, man, that stuff is almost like $50 a pill. So people looking for alternatives. They're going to Canada to get it. They're going to Mexico to get it. So, you know, it's very deep. The greed is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So,
yeah,
I'm not surprised.
Ooh. I mean, but just the idea that they all got together like that and said, okay, well, let's keep all our prices in line with each other so we can all get paid. I mean, that's conspiracy. You know, that's the definition of a conspiracy.
Look at the doctors that's involved in it. I mean, how many doctors are involved in the distribution of Ritalin? Or when soldiers come back with the the PTSD, you know, what medicine are they distributing for that? The millions and millions of soldiers and sailors and airmen and airwomen that are coming back with that particular. I mean, when we was over fighting the Iranian war, I mean, it was just thousands and thousands of young people over there, and a lot of them are out on medical discharges and popping pills every day. So the pill has become, and look at high school. Kids are taking pills to enhance their mind, to take a test, and they're selling that on the black market out of the lockers in the high school. I mean, pills are becoming like, oh my God. It's almost like the chips of a poker game. They're everywhere, you know?
Yeah, you're right. I did see that story about the kids taking the medication that you give to kids for attention deficit to help them, you know, stay more focused.
Right. It's like a person that already can get an erection taking Cialis. So they figure, hell, I got some good dick already. I might as well get better dick. You know? So not everybody that takes it needs it. Some people take it as an extra enhancement.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
for
that
lack of a
extra
better
is
word.
what sometimes will send you to the hospital. But anyway,
Well, they won't
all right.
know care until they go to the hospital. That's when it starts
Yeah,
caring.
you're right. Well, isn't that what they say? If it lasts for more than 4 hours, you need to seek medical help.
I think if it lasts for more than 4 hours, then nobody gonna be calling nobody for no help. I think they're gonna keep on stroking. Anyway.
Yeah, until they pass out. All right. Well, that'll wrap up the hot topics. As I mentioned earlier, this show is dedicated to a beloved woman, Mama Z, who we lost this year. One of her favorite artists was Al Green. So we'll be playing a little bit of Al Green tonight during the breaks. So we're going to listen to a little bit of Let's Stay Together from Al Green on this next break, and we're coming back with the Hit It and Quit It headlines on the Pajama Party Show, Friday night edition. You know how we do. Let's listen to Al Green on the break. Let's stay together. And we'll be right back with what we coming back with. The Hit It and Quit It headlines, right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Al Green. That goes out to you, Mama Z. Mm-hmm. All right, Ketel. And Poppa DD, he's on the road, but he's on his way to the studio. Let me check back in with him. You still with us, Poppa DD?
I'm right here. All
right, now.
All righty. Well, we're going to shift gears and go into the Hit It and Quit It headlines. And it looks like I'm first. And I actually am going to start off with some good news for a change. Not talking about anybody that got killed. Nobody got murdered. Somebody actually did something positive for a change. This young lady who was I know, it's like something you never hear anymore. This young lady was a former homeless student. She just graduated from Georgetown University. Despite the fact that she was homeless, 23-year-old student went from living on the streets and in shelters to being the first in her family to graduate from college on Saturday. Despite Rashima Melson's challenging upbringing, during which she attended 3 different high schools, she managed to become the valedictorian at Anacostia High School in Washington, D.C. I'm going to put you on hold, Papa. In Washington, D.C., and she earned a full scholarship to Georgetown University. She said her life has always been rough, but she's going to get her bachelor's degree in justice and peace studies. She said, homeless or not, it's rough regardless. But the circumstances are just rough due to the fact that we don't have the tools and resources like everybody else. But she remembers days of not having hot water, eating food out of a can because the plates weren't available, and struggling to maintain friendships because of how often she and her family had to pick up and move. She said it was 4 of them in a little room, a little smaller than the dorm room that she lives in now. They lived in an abandoned home before. She said that was way worse. So she appreciates the shelter, and she said, it was just a place to live in for the moment. But she chooses to focus on, the positive. She said reading books gave her an insight into the world that she had never seen before. She said people really get rich and buy a house. People really get their dream job. She said it was like a fantasy to her. Her friend Wesley Bowers, who's 19, told news outlets that Miss Melson's story has motivated him. He said she didn't ask for anything, and she barely asked for much at all, but she was always the first person to give something. She's very caring and a good friend, and he was extremely lucky to have a friend like her. So she said that when she thinks about walking across that stage and graduating, it's an unbelievable feeling. And this is what she told WUSA, which is the channel, CBS affiliate in D.C. She said, I know that education was the only way out for me, and I knew that I needed to get my work done, and she got it done. So congratulations to Miss Melson. She's getting her degree from Georgetown University. Go ahead, girl. She conquered all the odds, homeless, all of that. Get your degree, girl. Walk across that street. Getting that degree, Poppa DD.
That's what I'm
I'm going in the tunnel. I might lose y'all for a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll keep you on standby. Right. Keep traveling. Be safe. All right. Yeah, what you think about that one, Ketel?
That was off the chain. And right here in the DMV? Oh, wow.
Yes, in Georgetown.
I'm feeling pretty good there. We cranking them out, which is a good thing.
Yeah. I said, go ahead, girl. Get yours.
I know that.
Just because you come from a rough start and the background was crazy doesn't mean you got to stay there. So
yeah,
that's
true.
It work.
Yeah.
All
that's
right.
ironic that's ironic that you're talking about education, because the education, Mama Z, she was all about that.
Yes, you're right about that. She sure was.
Sure
well,
was.
From the positive to the, I guess I would say negative, but moving on, we've got we got a police officer. This was a white Colorado police officer who got caught on video. Caught on video pulling a gun on a black man who was just picking up trash outside of his own house. The cop is now resigned because he was out there acting a fool. He is resigned. His name is John Smiley. I'm going to put him on the kiss it list. Let me write his name down. John Smiley. He is now resigned after the investigation found that he violated department policy when he drew his gun and attempted to detain 26-year-old Zayed Atkinson back in March. While the finding likely would have resulted in suspension or termination, Officer Smiley decided to resign prior to the conclusion of the disciplinary process. So I guess he said, before y'all can slap me around, I'm just going to go ahead and quit. So Internal Affairs obtained the report. No, I'm sorry. ABC News obtained a report from Internal Affairs showing Smiley's decision to attempt to detain Mr. Atkinson, that he was not supported by reasonable suspicion. So basically, he had no grounds and no reason to be trying to detain this brother. it was not like he had done anything or was looking like he was doing anything. This brother was outside picking up trash in front of his own house when this cop rolled up on him and ended up pulling out his gun on him. So Atkinson, the brother, is a student at Naropa University in Boulder, Colorado. And like I said, he was outside picking up trash on March 1st in the patio area of his apartment when he was confronted by this cop, Smiley, who was trying to determine whether Atkinson was allowed to be on the property. Here we go with that again. He's out here picking up trash. The cop's out there like, I don't know if you're supposed to be out here. So he starts messing with him about that. So a video of the whole thing taken by a neighbor and posted online showed Officer Smiley holding his gun out during this confrontation at 8:30 in the morning with Mr. Atkinson, who was holding a bucket and a metal trash grabber, like one of those little grabby things, and a metal bucket. So Atkinson showed Smiley his school identification card and told him that he lived there. But when the officer detained him for further investigation, then Atkinson started getting mad. So then Smiley, the officer, called for backup, saying Atkinson was being uncooperative and unwilling to put down a blunt object. Now keep in mind, all he had in his hand was the metal bucket and the trash grabby pickup thing. But the officer said he had a blunt object. Yeah, I guess a bucket. But he was picking up trash. So anyway, within minutes, other officers showed up. One of them was holding a shotgun. So all of this is going on. Brother just trying to clean up the place. The officers eventually left after they determined that Mr. Atkinson had every right to be there. So news, of course, of this whole incident and the video spread. And Mr. Atkinson said basically he just felt like his rights had been thoroughly breached. So that's what happened. So in light of all this, Officer Smiley decided rather than take the heat that he was about to get, he said, I'll just quit. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he showed up in some other precinct because, that's how they do. But that's what happened. So I'm putting him on the kiss it list because he sounds like he's a piece of work.
Wow. Yeah, that was a trip.
It's unnecessary.
What was his name again?
John Smiley.
Okay, all right, Mr. Smiley. You're going to put it on the kiss it list.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, what's the next one?
We're going to get into this Tiger Woods. He's been all in the news as far as winning tournaments and things, but we got something else on him. Tiger Woods faces wrongful death lawsuit brought by parents of restaurant employees. Tiger Woods is the general manager of, he owns a restaurant in Florida. Tiger Woods and general manager of Woods, Florida restaurant faced a wrongful death lawsuit brought by the parents of a 24-year-old bartender of the Jupiter establishment. This establishment Woods owns in Florida. The guy, Nicholas, had an estimated blood alcohol concentration of 0.28, more than 3 times the legal limit. When the guy died, Nicholas died after his 1999 Chevrolet Corvette left the roadway. The lawsuit filed in Palm Beach County alleges that Nicholas was overserved for about 3 hours after his shift at the Woods concluded before the fatal crash. Nicholas had a history of alcohol abuse, and the lawsuit alleges that Tiger knew or reasonably should have known that Nicholas was inhabitably addicted to the use of an alcohol beverage. Really?
What?
While the lawsuit alleges Tiger is individually liable in this action because he individually participated in the serving of alcohol, that doesn't mean Woods served or was even at the Woods that day, but his name is on the restaurant apparently. So Woods, under the state alcohol laws, potentially could be held liable as an owner of the establishment even if he wasn't physically at the venue. Wow.
That just sounds stupid. I'm sorry.
And it goes on to say the employees and management at the Woods had direct knowledge that the guy Nicholas had a habitable problem with alcohol. That's what the lawsuit reads. In fact, employees and managers knew that Nicholas had attended Alcohol Anonymous meetings prior to the night of his crash and was attempting to treat his disease. So they're more or less saying that they knew his alcohol abuse, but you continue to serve him after 3 hours. So they're trying to hold the establishment liable. I've heard of lawsuits like that, but I haven't heard lawsuits like that for a long time. But apparently, this is what, they're alleging. I think, in my opinion, what's going to happen is he's just going to go ahead and write them a check because he doesn't want all this bad publicity for his restaurant. And he will probably just settle out of court.
Right.
So,
I mean, I've heard that before, but that just sounds crazy.
mm-hmm.
That sounds really crazy. What do you think about that one, Poppa DD?
Wow. I tell you what, first of all, I think the only reason why Tiger Woods' name is associated with it because his name is part of the ownership of that. I'm sure there's a partnership in a restaurant. Very, very rarely people open a restaurant by themselves, even if you're filthy, dirty-ass rich. But it just appears to me that the family is just kind of looking for a reason to make some money on the back end. People keep saying, well, they knew he was this, they knew he was that. Why is everybody talking like this guy was a child? Why wasn't people more interested in getting him rehab instead of worried about hyping over the fact that he was a bartender at Tiger Woods' restaurant? All they talking about, well, he was a bartender and they knew he was this. They knew he. Well, that's not their job to watch your child or husband or brother, whatever he represents. He comes to work to make a living, and if he was there drinking or whatever was going on with that, then whoever he goes home to should see his behavior of what prior to him killing himself by being a drunk driver. But for all this to have a Tiger Woods name on it like that, to me it's just a complete insult because I just think it's just a job of people to just have no problem with throwing anybody of color under the bus for any particular reason. Just throw his ass under the bus no matter what. Even our own entertainers have thrown us under the bus, after they get rich off our asses. You know what I'm saying? And it's just amazing. So
I think part of this too. I was going to say I think part of this is because Tiger just won that Masters tournament, and he got that presidential award, so he's kind of riding high right now. So you got people, looking to cash in basically.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm saying that in so many words. The fact that they keep saying, well, he was an employee there. He's an employee there. Well, why do you keep saying that he was an employee there? Why weren't y'all focusing on trying to get the boy some rehab during his off time? They knew. They talking like he's a 12-year-old. Keep saying they knew. It's like the teacher knew my son was on Ritalin, but kept telling him to come up there and write on the blackboard. I mean, that would fit for that kind of scenario, but not a grown-ass man. If he was drinking, then that was his own requirement. I don't get it.
But my thing is, if you work there and they know he's an alcoholic, why is he still there? Just fire the guy or put him on suspension until he get his shit together. That's what I would say. Why are you still working there?
Why are they so adamant now to file a lawsuit, but nobody gave a shit about him while he was living, but now you care about him so much with a wrongful death suit now that he's dead? You should have protected him more in life as opposed to trying to get money off him in death. I think,
I agree. Sound like some mess.
But those two things just don't work together. They know that you're an alcoholic, why you have a bartending job? I mean, you could have had a bartending job and wasn't drinking as much, but once they found out that he had a pattern of that and he's going to AA meetings, he got a problem. You need to either suspend him or you need to fire this man. So, so something like this wouldn't come back at you, wouldn't backlash at you. So,
exactly.
I fault the management. They just should have taken more lead in that. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to sue you. You're going to write us a check, and we're going to go on about our business. So, that was a live and learn situation.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to, let's see, we have another interlude from Mr. Al Green for the good time. We're going to take that break, and we're going to come right back with the weird news on the Pajama Party Show. And let's see, on the other side of the break, we got the weird news. We got some crazy ones. We got a chocolate factory, somebody stealing coffins, and a whole bunch of goats. So don't go away. We'll be right back after the break. Here's Mr. Al Green for the good time.
Don't look so sad. I know it's over. But life goes on, and this world keeps on turning. Yeah. Let's just be glad we had this time to spend together. There is no need to watch the bridges that we're burning. Lay your head on my pillow. Hold your warm tonight, close to mine. Hear the whisper of the raindrops roll softly against my window all late at night.
All right, that's Al Green for the good times on the Pajama Party Show, the Friday night edition, all the way live. You know how we do it. Don't even play. I'm here with Ketel. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Redwine. Bonsoir. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Poppa DD.
Yo, yo, yo.
All right, Poppa DD's still in traffic, but he's pressing, trying to get here before we sign off.
Pressing on.
All right, you keep on pressing on. We're going to go ahead into the weird news. Let's see, who's up first tonight, Ketel? Oh, is it me?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Okay. Let me stop Al. I'm sitting here still grooving to Al. Shout out to Mama Z.
I know that's right.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's see. I got a German, what is this? German chocolate factory. What they do? They spilling chocolate? Oh, my goodness. They spilling chocolate all out in the street.
That's
Berlin. Yeah, really. German chocolate factory. Berlin firefighters in the town of Werl, W-E-R-L, in western Germany tackled an unusual emergency late Monday when a tank at a local firm making liquid chocolate overflowed and poured out onto the street. Oh, my goodness. About a ton of chocolate ran out into the yard, and from there onto the street, a spokesman for the World Fire Department said in a statement. The firefighters closed off the street and shoveled the chocolate about 108 square feet to one side before a specialist cleaning company cleaned up the road. Despite the heartbreaking incident, it is unlikely that a chocolate-free Christmas is imminent in world. I guess that's what people were worried about. Are we not going to have chocolate by the end of the year? All that chocolate out in the street. So that's what happened in Berlin. Chocolate all out in the street.
Wow. I want anybody to try to eat any of that.
I don't know. I think I might have been tempted. You know, just to see.
That's funny. German chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that.
Yeah, imagine that.
All
okay.
right.
I got a crazy one, and I'll let you finish the last one. About 100 goats. 100 goats descended on a neighborhood in Boise. Residents of an Idaho neighborhood woke up Friday morning to a sight that really got their goat. An invading herd of more than 100 goats rampaged through the neighborhood of West Boise, devouring flower beds, grass, and leaves as they moved from yard to yard. Representatives of the company that owns the animals, called We Rent Goats, arrived at the scene and managed to herd the goats onto a truck around 9 a.m., less than 2 hours after the initial calls were filed by the Animal Control, the 1,000 block of West Summer Wind Drive. The neighborhood banded together to force them into one lawn while they were waiting for us. The name of the company is We Rent Goats. The owner, Matt Gabika, told NBC News. Everyone seemed to be enjoying it. There were tons of little kids around there. Mothers brought infants and strollers to see the goats.
Oh, my goodness.
So We Rent Goats, according to his website, provides rentals of herds of animals to landowners in need of mowing large swaths of grass. The animals apparently specialize in chowing down on weeds. Wow. The company has insurance and will be following up with the neighbors whose landscaping was damaged. So some landscaping was damaged. It was 118 goats that got loose, were originally corralled in Ada County.
I'm putting that company on the Kiss It list. We Rent Goats is on the Kiss It list.
Who would ever think? That's just crazy. In Boise, Idaho. Wow. We Rent Goats. 118
Yeah, they need to keep up. They need to be keeping up with the goats. That's crazy. I could see if a few got out, but 118 goats got loose? Come on now.
That's a lot. You're right. That is a lot. They were getting
all right, well, oh, yeah, they were eating it up. I guess that's cheaper than paying people to cut all that grass, huh?
Right, true that. Mhm.
I just wonder, what do the goats leave behind after they eat all that grass?
Mhm. Yeah, you can imagine.
Yeah. Anyway, we got one out of Florida. A Florida man arrested after allegedly stealing a truck full of coffins.
Wow.
Highway Patrol arrested a man who was suspected of stealing a box truck full of caskets in Jacksonville, Florida, on Monday, having been alerted to be on the lookout for a Ryder truck by Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, which had been reported stolen from a Jacksonville casket company. The Florida Highway Patrol located the vehicle shortly before noon on Monday. However, once the trooper ran the tags on the truck, the driver failed to pull over and pressed ahead instead. A 25-mile chase on Interstate 295 ensued, with police chasing the truck and eventually managing to halt it after it came off the interstate and stopped at a red light at the intersection between Martin Luther King Jr. Highway and Moncrief Road. Once they stopped the truck, the troopers found out that it was carrying a rather unusual load, which included 3 caskets. At first, I was shocked to see the caskets because obviously when you think caskets, you think of somebody's loved one, Sergeant Dylan Bryan with the Highway Patrol said. Once the truck was stopped, Florida Highway Patrol arrested the driver, who was later identified as David Ayers. Despite being chased for over 20 miles, the 39-year-old never drove above the speed limit. He was not driving in an erratic manner, Bryan pointed out, explaining that Ayers had been driving at around 55 or 60 miles throughout the chase. So he's running from the cops, but he's not going over the speed limit. And they chased him for 25 miles till he finally stopped, and they find out he's got a stolen vehicle with stolen caskets. What in the world? What was he doing with, you know what?
Oh, I do not know.
What is this guy's name? David Ayers. He's on the kiss it list.
Yes, please.
Why are you stealing caskets?
Oh, boy. I don't even think he knows. Maybe he has some loved ones and he doesn't want to pay the bill.
I guess. I mean, what did you do? Sit down with your family and say, look, don't even worry about it. I got those caskets. I got you.
Wow.
Don't even worry about that. I got you.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Meet me down at the intersection of Martin Luther King and whatever that other street was, and I'm ahead of those caskets. That's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy.
All right. Well, that wraps up the weird news. Let's see. I'm going to keep going and go right into where am I? I'm just saying. I'm going to go into I'm just saying, and I'm going to talk about some stuff that I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings about. So let me apologize now if I piss anybody off, if I step on your toes. It was not my intention. I'm just voicing my personal opinion on the topic, okay? So let's just be clear about that. So tonight I'm just saying, why is Congress in it? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for either way, either choice, but I'm just saying, why is Congress in this discussion about making abortion illegal in this country? I don't understand how a bunch of mostly older white men can sit there in their state legislatures and decide that women should not have the right to make a choice about whether they decide to bring a life into this world. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just saying, why is Congress even in it? And like I said, I'm not speaking from the moral side of the conversation at all. I personally believe that if you believe in God or a higher power, then whatever decision you make with respect to abortion, that's between you and God or you and your higher power. What I am saying is that I don't think that it's right for Congress to make the decision for women. I'm just saying, why is Congress even in it? How many more times do we have to read about people who have had children that they clearly don't want based on the way they treat the children? They abuse them, or in some cases, they murder the children. These are the people who might have been better off had they just terminated the pregnancy. I know that sounds harsh, but again, it's just my opinion. Now, I know there's some people who would say, you don't know who these people might have become had the pregnancy not been terminated. And that's true. We can't predict the future. But I'm saying for those people who had children that they just tormented those children, abused them, did all kind of unspeakable things, and in some cases murdered these children, these babies, why even have them if you're going to treat them like that? You don't need to have a child if you don't know how to treat a child. That's just my opinion. So, like I said, I know some people may disagree, and that's cool. But I'm just saying, for the people who say, well, there's always other options, You can put the child up for adoption. That's true too. But unless you've had a child, you don't understand the changes that a woman's body goes through to go through a full-term pregnancy. It's a lot. And when you're not in the right frame of mind to go through that, and if you have a difficult pregnancy, it's a lot to say at the end of that time period, okay, now I'm just going to give this baby to somebody else. Okay, yes, it is a choice. All I'm saying is you should have the right to make the choice to say, I don't want to do that. That's all I'm saying. Congress should not have their mouth all up in it. Looking at Alabama and Missouri now, they have just passed legislation to say all abortions are illegal. It doesn't matter if it was in a situation of rape, if it was some other form of abuse, if it was incest, whatever the case. I think the only possible allowance they might make is if the mother's life is in danger, then they might allow it. But otherwise, they're saying for any other reason, if you want to have an abortion, they want to make it illegal. And I'm saying why? Why is that your choice? Who are you to speak for the women of America? Not just for Alabama, Missouri, and whatever states, but for the women of America. Who are you to speak for them? You didn't create the child. Who are you to weigh in on the decision as to whether or not they want to have a child? And these are the same people who, once the person has a child and doesn't have the emotional stability, doesn't have the financial stability to raise a child, if that person then wants to go on financial aid, get state assistance, etc., then they're going to bitch about that and say, oh, all these people having all these babies just so they can get more welfare. Well, you're the one who outlawed abortion. Now all these babies are here, and folks say, I need help. Now you don't want to help? Well, you should have thought of that when you wanted to outlaw the alternative. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying you can't have it both ways. If you're not going to pay for this child from start to finish, then shut the hell up. Don't try to tell women in America what choices they have. If you make it illegal, it'll go back to the way it was with coat hanger abortions, people risking their lives to make the choice when they decided, I just don't want to bring a child into the world at this time in my life. If you take away their option to have a safe medical practice to terminate an unwanted pregnancy, you're going to create a whole nother problem. And if y'all can't see that, you're stupider than I thought you were. So I'm trying not to get too upset because this stuff really pisses me off. All I'm saying is, like I said, I'm not advocating for what choice anybody should make. I'm just saying you should have the legal choice to make a choice. That's all I'm saying. Congress, you need to shut up, sit down, stay out of it. It's not up to you. It should never have been up to you. I don't even know why y'all put your mouth in it. Go sit down, shut up. This is Redwine. I'm just saying, why are y'all even in it? All right, I'm going to go calm down now.
All righty. That's Redwine. You've been sipping on the whole bottle over there? What you just feeling? Some kind of way?
Yeah. I'm going to start on the second one. This thing really makes me angry because I just feel like they're all out in left field meddling in something that they have no business in.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's almost to a point where we're going to become a communist nation, and I hate to say it, but it just seems like, we're going in that direction. They're trying to control everything that we do and say. I mean, our constitutional rights are being violated, so it's
and that's exactly the problem. They want to make all these laws and stuff to tell a woman what you can and can't do with her own body. Why don't you tell these older men, stop messing with these young girls? Why don't you tell these people who take advantage of women and force themselves on women that that's against the law, because that's already on the books. But it doesn't stop them. They do it anyway.
That's true. Yeah, you're so right.
You have girls under the age of 14 getting pregnant from being raped, from incest, all this kind of stuff. Now, you're going to tell me you're going to make it illegal for her to decide, or her family to decide to terminate? That's some BS. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-mm. Okay, really.
Okay.
That is. All right. We're going to take a little CC so you can calm down a little bit. You can get another drink.
Yeah. I guess I better. I was going to check. Let me check in with Poppa DD, see where he is. Poppa DD, you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm coming up into the beltway of the DMV.
Okay. All right. So, Papa, tell me, am I wrong, or am I in left field, or what?
Hey, let me tell you something. None of this has been determined yet, right? They're talking about it and kicking it around. Only because a few places, I think, some places like who was that that approved that?
It was Alabama, and Missouri just followed suit with them.
Oh yeah. Well, Alabama, you know. Well, it's all going to come.
Alabama.
It's all going to come. It's all going to come full circle.
Yeah. I'm not going to sweat it.
It's going to come full circle because, see, that abortion is going to be needed in one way or the other. You know? For whatever reason. There's going to be a lot of things out there that's going to warrant it. And I tell you, it's always been the inconspicuous people that have used it. Okay? Because I've always said, for as many of young black child in the hood, they got pregnant at 13, 12, 14 years old, there was a sophisticated bougie person of another persuasion having an abortion. So, you know, it balances out. You know, I think the Balance Act is in effect. And that's never going to stop because, you know, there's always going to be a rich 14-year-old that's going to sleep with somebody nowadays more likely to help or whoever is going to get her pregnant, and the parents are going to say, oh, no, you're not having this baby. And they're going to get rid of it. So that's always going to be out there. History will always repeat itself, believe me. That's what it does.
You're right about it.
Anyway.
All
so
right.
Look,
we're going to take a quick...
we got time to do we got time to do a what's poppin' for a minute? Or?
Yeah, go right ahead. You ready for it?
Yeah. I just want to throw something out there a little bit.
Okay, go right ahead.
You know, lately I've been seeing different things going on. I'm sure Ketel has something in her commentary about certain people right now that are going through things, losing jobs and things like that, stars and all. But, you know, what I don't get or didn't get is how some of these big stars, it seems like black people are always beat up on by other persuasions and even their own people. You know, I mean, if you remember back a little bit how Bill Cosby beat up on black people big time about pull up your pants and all this stuff he was saying. You know what I mean? Just ruthless. And even, you know, Steve Harvey, you know, not to step on anything that Ketel might have to say about him tonight. But, you know, he's been constantly beating up on people about who should do what, and they're lazy, and you know, I've heard different commentaries on him, and some he says even on his own radio show about people, and he uses the term, our people, y'all need to blah, 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 blah. And it's so amazing how you've gotten rich off of us, coming to your damn concerts, your King of Comedy, and all the shit we supported for you, and lined your pockets with fucking gold. And now all you can do is pick on the men and how we are dating or what we're saying to women. You know, ain't nobody been all fucked up in their marriages more than his ass, okay? But you, the dating guru, telling motherfuckers what to do, who to date, telling women how long to wait before you give motherfuckers some pussy and everything. You telling the pussy what to do, the woman what to do, everybody what to do. And you went up with a big old country boy wearing long-ass suit jackets and shit with an afro when the afros were long gone. And you know what I'm saying? But I'm not beating up on him per se. All I'm saying in a nutshell is that people really need to cool out with things because, see, when negative stuff happens to you, the last thing you want to do is fall back on the bullshit you've been saying. You know, we always got certain people in this world that's going to get a pass. And that's the shit I hate in this world. Excuse my language. Well, don't excuse my language. I said it on purpose to make my story sound better. People get a pass out here, and I swear, I guess I'm a true black man that never got a damn pass. But it's some people that have a certain lingo about them, a certain disposition about them, a certain religious overture about them that gives them a fucking pass whenever they fuck up. You know what I mean? And a little bit goes in, and little people may say a little bit, but they don't beat it up. But then you get the average Joe that's been transparent from the beginning. When they shit get ragged, everybody want to whoop them in the ass, you know? And that's the kind of shit that's got to change. Because we're all created equal under God. And if one person fuck up and gets kicked around, then so be it. Everybody needs to. Don't let your money make you think. I mean, hell, look at Bill Cosby now. Look at Steve Harvey now. Look at different people that have talked about us as a race like a dog after we lined their pockets with gold. And where are they now? You know? And I'm not saying that we all can't be there. But, man, I mean, Bill Cosby's the perfect example. I mean, man, he used to hold different commentaries and stuff. He just talked about black people like a dog, man. Like he was just a special black man. But they rammed his ass big time, you know. And, I mean, God bless him. I'm not talking about him putting him down, but, man, come on. You invented fucking Fat Albert, a nice cartoon everybody liked. Why would you talk about the very same motherfuckers that you drew in a cartoon? These are people you created. Black people in a fucking neighborhood. Now you're going to tell us to pull up our pants? Hell, look at the shit the Fat Albert characters were wearing. One motherfucker was wearing a goddamn turtleneck over his goddamn face with big-ass fucking lips and everything else. You projected us looking all fucked up in your goddamn cartoon. Now you telling us to be what? Be a suburban motherfucker, a suburban Villanova, Philadelphia motherfucker like you? Anyway, I just want to, I just want to put that out there a little bit.
Okay, now.
All right.
All righty. Thank you so much. Lord, everybody's fired up tonight.
I see. Woo! Wee!
That's how you know it's Friday. Ooh, it's Friday for real.
Friday night.
Yeah, I did that shit. And I did that shit from the Beltway.
Okay, now. I tell you, it's Friday night. Okay, let's see. We're going to take a quick musical break, and then we will, where are we going? We're coming back to you, Ketel, with the Hollywood wrap-up?
That's fine. Let's rock and roll with it, baby.
All right, we're going to go back to the righteous Reverend Al Green with Love and Happiness. Shout out again to Mama Z. This is all for her tonight, dedicated to her. We love you, Mama Z, and we're thinking about you tonight. So here's Al Green with Love and Happiness.
Love and happiness. Wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Talking about how she can make it right. Yeah. Happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong being in love with someone, yeah. Oh, baby, love and happiness. Love and happiness.
that's Al Green on the Pajama Party Show, Friday night edition. Woo! I haven't heard that one for a while. That thing was sounding good.
I was just getting ready.
I tell you, I forgot where I was for a second. Go ahead, Al. All right, Ketel, we're going to go to you for the I'm sorry, this is Redwine. Welcome back to the Pajama Party Show. I'm not used to doing Poppa DD's show. This is Redwine. Bonsoir. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Poppa DD.
What's going on?
All right, we're getting ready to switch gears and go over to Ketel with the Hollywood wrap-up.
Okay.
So we can find out what's going on in Hollywood.
Okay, I'm going to make it short and sweet. I got a few surprises tonight. Are you guys familiar with the Author TV series?
No.
Okay. It's a Canadian-American animated educational television series for children. Listen what I'm saying. Children's ages 4 to 8. It was created by Cookie Jar Group. But the news is a particular character on there by the name of Mr. Ratburn. He comes out as being gay. Mr. Ratman, he is engaged and he gets married on the series to his significant other. Now, this particular cartoon is for children 4 to 8. So, I'm trying to tell you, that's what I said. I was like, okay. So, and they got married on the series, and his name is Mr. Ratburn. Okay.
All righty.
With matter of fact, it reminds me of The Simpsons because they have been on for 22 seasons. I was like, okay. All right, Mr. Ratman. Mm-mm. Okay.
So this is, wait a minute, is this a Simpsons character or this is somebody, another show?
Is this a what now?
Is this a character from The Simpsons or is it another show?
No, this is the animated show called Author. And Mr. Ratman, Ratburn, he's on that particular series.
Oh, Author. Okay. Author that's on PBS.
Right. It's been on for 22 seasons. I said it reminds me of The Simpsons because they have been on for a long time also. So.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know, huh? Learn something new every day. Mm-mm.
You know, now it all makes sense, but okay.
Oh, you put 2 and 2 together now, huh?
Yeah, 2 and 2 is adding up to 4 now. Okay.
Okay. All right. We're going to have a new Batman. They're looking at Robert Pattinson, the gentleman that played on the what is it, the Night Twilight series. He wants to be Batman. So I guess they're going after a new quote unquote millennial Batman, I guess. So that's going to be interesting. I mean, it's not written in stone, but they're looking at him, and it should probably start production soon, and it should come out in 2021. So they're looking for him to be Batman. So that should be interesting. If you guys aren't familiar with him, he's, like I said, from the Twilight series. That went quite well for him on that particular series. But it should be interesting to see if he can, hang in there as far as Batman is concerned. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll see. Also, the BET Awards. They're taping the BET Awards now, and that should come on. It's coming out on June 23rd, 2019, but they're taping them now. And guess who was the front runner of 7 nominations?
Who?
Cardi B.
That girl, Cardi B. Go ahead.
She a bad girl. She doing the damn thing. They got the different categories: best female R&B, pop. Of course, Beyonce is number one up there. Solange, she's up there with her sister. That's interesting.
Okay.
Also, her, Ella May, both of those two girls are bad. I did hear from news that she changed her name. I forgot what her name was before, but she regrouped herself and she came back as her. I said, well, whoever she was before, don't nobody know, but they know her now as her. So it's a bad girl.
Okay.
Best male R&B pop artist, your boys, Bruno Mars, John Legend, Chris Brown. I don't remember him. Childish Gambino, Khalid.
Okay.
He's starting to grow on me. I like Khalid.
I do too.
Yeah, I just like his vibe. His vibe is pretty good. I'm gonna name a few more. Best male hip hop, Drake. He's always on there. Can't they find somebody else new?
Why?
J. Cole, Meek Mill. That's the guy that was in jail for a minute, and they still riding him. Nipsey Hussle. That's the gentleman that just got shot in California. And best female hip hop, Cardi B. So that's one she's nominated. Nicki Minaj. They in the same. Rennie Ma and Kosh Doll. They in the same category. But I'm just glad Remy Ma's not hating on Cardi B. I haven't heard, her, saying anything negative about her, which is good. It's just that Nicki Minaj character. But yeah, so that's going to come on June 23rd, 2019. So look out for that. So, all right, that's my Hollywood wrap up. That's it for tonight. Make it short and sweet.
All right. Well, thank you, Ketel. Now we're all up to date. Appreciate that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did forget to mention your favorite show, The Big Bang Theory. Their finale was yesterday. And, I guess everybody's going to just move on and do their own thing now, But that series, they say, was off the chain. But
it was good. I saw the finale, and I did have a tear in my eye. It was very good. They did their thing on it.
Yeah.
It was good. Oh, you hater.
It was good when it first started, but after a while, nope. But, I mean, that was a big deal to a lot of people, so it's all good.
Yeah, it was good, though. I enjoyed it.
Well, that's good.
All right. Let's see. The cocktail of the week. What you got for us this week, Ketel?
Oh, Lord. Rum with a View. That's
okay, now break it down.
I like that title. So we have 2 ounces of spiced rum, a half an ounce of coconut rum, 2 ounces of pineapple, a half an ounce of splashed blue Curaçao, and a half an ounce of squeeze of fresh lime juice. So we're going to mix all these ingredients in a shaker with ice, shake vigorously, and pour contents into a low ball glass. And we're going to garnish it with an orange wedge. And that's called the Rum with a View. Wow. So I think I would like the Captain Morgan spiced rum. It'd probably be pretty good with that.
Yeah, that sounds good, too.
Yeah. And I do like pineapple, so coconut rum. That's all good. It's all good. Can't go wrong with that.
It sounds like a good drink for moving into the spring, going into summer.
That's true.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Well, Poppa DD just made it into the studio. What's up, Poppa DD?
What's going on?
You made it.
That was an experience.
All right. Well, that cocktail sounds good, so we'll make sure we put it up on the website. So if anybody wants to try that recipe, we'll have the instructions, a picture of it. It's a beautiful shade of blue, so you'll know if you made it right, if it looks right. So let's see. Oh, the cocktail of the week is sponsored by our parent company, DC Homegrown Entertainment. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. What else we got? Are we coming up on the Kiss It list?
Yep.
Oh, wait a
sounds
minute.
good.
Papa said he has a quick living for the city he's going to grace us with. So
Okay.
we're going to shift gears and go back to Poppa DD and living for the city as soon as he gets some ice in his glass. But I'll just say for the Kiss It list, if anybody wants to put some names on the Kiss It list, that's a list of people who have shown their natural behind this week, and we call them out. We're not scared. We will call them out, first name, last name. If we have their address, we'll call that out too. So that'll be coming up shortly, right behind Living for the City. All right, Papa, the floor is yours. What's happening in Living for the City tonight?
Well, first of all, Ketel, did you say anything about Steve Harvey?
No, I did not. I did see that he was. He's going to be off the air. Kelly Clarkson is taking his spot.
Yeah, he lost a couple jobs, and like I was saying before, when I was on the highway, and I'll reiterate that I think that a lot of people have got a lot of passes in life, and a lot of people don't get a pass, and everybody knows around them who has a pass, who don't have a pass, and it's sad stuff because the people that have a pass sometimes it's just as dirty as anybody else. But Steve lost a couple of jobs. One of them was the Little Big Shots.
Oh, that's gone too?
Well, no, it's still there, but somebody else is doing it, and he lost Steve Harvey's show.
Oh.
And they said that's going to cost him millions, But I guess, however, he should have millions already. But all that goes to show you is that, and this too will come to pass for one, and also the fact that. We've always said that sometimes he was doing too much stuff. See, when you come back new, I remember back when I was entertaining, the one thing I always learned, I used to dance a little bit back in the day. The one thing I used to learn when I was dancing is that when I got done dancing, I would always leave out. After the women gave me my tips and everything like that, I'd leave out the bar or the club. I didn't want them to get too familiar with me, because when they get too familiar, they don't hire me no more, Oh, we don't want whatever my dance name was anymore, because, wow, I've been partying with them, drinking with them. I knocked a couple of them off, you know what I mean? So now they don't want to hire me no more. And Steve Harvey, I think, was overexposing himself, just like a picture. When you got too much flash, it's overexposed. And I'm not saying that to talk about him. I'm just saying a lesson going forward. He looked at it as a situation where he looked at it as it gave him bragging rights, or maybe to catch up for the lost time or all the crap he did in his life. As long as he was getting gigs and doing shows and was able to speak above Nephew Tommy. Now Nephew Tommy's funny as hell in his own right and got his own thing, because nobody does that stuff better when it comes to the calls that he does.
Oh, yeah, the prank calls.
Prank calls, man, that boy's off the chain. So, but all I'm saying that on that level with that is that, I'm not, and I don't mean to beat up on Steve Harvey, and I'm not really beating up on him, but overexposure in the business will kill you. You really have walked conspicuous. Even now, just as black people, if you got a little bit of money, you get a car, don't trick it out too much. You know what I mean? Because always remember, and I'll say this in closing, that cop that's pulling you over, the cop that pulls you over in your tricked out car, he's only making between $46,000 and $52,000 a year. Okay? So you got more rims on than he's making money a year. So he's pissed. And that's the reason why he's shaking your ass down. So just get the lesson, Anyway,
right.
Just want to put it out there.
Appreciate it. All right. So I've already said what the Kiss It list is. People who have shown off, cut up, acted a fool. We got to call them out, because that's what we do. For the Kiss It list, if anybody has any names they want to add, they need to call us now. 914-803-4306. Press 1. Tell us who you want us to add. In the meantime, we're going to run down who we've got. Let's see. Ketel, do you have any names?
No. Nope. I'm surprised I don't.
I thought you were taking names down. Okay.
I got to name that
coffin. I forgot his name. The guy that stole all those coffins. Put him on the Kiss It list.
Oh, I got him. That's
okay.
David Ayers.
And Officer Smiley.
Yeah, John Smiley.
I saw that video where the brother was a real laid-back dude, just doing his thing. He yelled at one of the neighbors, "Does this guy live here?" Like he's some vagrant. I mean, you don't live here, so you don't know who the hell lives here if you the cop and just
And there was another one, too. A cop stopped this guy in Louisiana harassing him, talking about there's a warrant out for him. He said, man, I don't even live here. How can you have a warrant out for me? Who are you looking for? And he kept saying, well, what's your name? He said, no, who are you looking for? And he kept saying, well, let me see your ID. And it went back and forth, and it, escalated until it finally got to the point where the cops realized, y'all got the wrong man.
And the cop had shot that woman 5 times and killed her.
Oh, yeah, that was another one.
That was so
sad. All of them on there. The Alabama.
The goat people.
Oh, it's good. Go ahead.
The goat people. So, we rent
the goat people. We rent goats.
Yeah.
Also, the Alabama prison system for letting it get to the point where it is.
For
and
sure.
I got another one, a late entry, the Idaho racist robocalls that are going out trying to defend this woman who shot a black man. Now, they got racist robocalls going out to people saying, well, Negroes they're not American and they're not human anyway.
Mm-hmm.
These are robocalls going out in Clayton County, Idaho.
Well, that just goes to show you what is being said about black folks from the very beginning. All over the world, every group of people all over the world is taught to hate black people. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got to watch
it. Crazy. But the one thing where it does go the other way around is when y'all talking about goats. Do you know that when they come to killing goats for goat meat, they usually use beige goats? Goats are like a beige in color.
Uh-huh.
And the ones that have that dark brown color on them, they take them to the petting zoos. You ever notice at your petting zoos, your goats always got that dark brown color on them?
Well, then they're on the list twice for being racist.
No, they actually supporting the ones of the color, but the beige ones get
no, it's still racist somehow. But anyway, all right. So all the people on the Kiss It list, we got a prize for you.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world can kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever loving country ass. That's right.
Back to Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel. And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darlings.
All right.
Woo! Well, it's time for the last word. So, who's up first?
My last word is just in reference to celebrating Mama Z tonight, Ketel, in your behalf. We celebrated my mother's birthday yesterday. She turned 90 years old, which was a very festive celebration. I'm blessed to have her. You know, she's in an Alzheimer's state of mind, but she's still smiling and lovely and talks very mannerly and is well raised as she was when she was raising us. God bless you, and I won't say her name on the air, give away her identity, but love you with all my heart, and happy 90th birthday to my mother.
Just want to say shout out to the memory of Mama Z. There will never be another like her, but we'll never forget. We love you. We're holding on to that memory because that's what we have left now.
Support us.
We love you. Thank you for all you did for us. And that's all I can say. Over to you, Cal.
I have to say, this is ironic that she was born on May 17th. This is the 65th anniversary of the Brown Board of Education, that particular case. And so she was all about education. It was interesting because it was about a gentleman. His name was Brown, and his daughter's name was Linda. Interesting. And he was fighting for her to get into a particular school, but the bottom line is it was about education. And that's what Mama Z was about, education, education, education. And that was so key to her, and that was so important to her. And we will miss her. But her memory will live on, for sure. So,
absolutely.
I just want to say that DC Homegrown, that's our parent company, and DC Homegrown, we going to officially say today, May 17th, is Mama's Eve Day. So,
without a doubt.
All right.
All right.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to raise our glass to celebrate Mama's Eve Day. So raise your glass.
God bless your mother's memory.
Here's to Mama's Eve. And
All
here's
right.
to Poppa DD's mom, celebrating 90 years.
And your mom,
For
Redwine.
sure. That's a
God
blessing.
bless her
My
memory.
mom.
Yep.
So we're celebrating all of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that's it for tonight. So check us out on pajamaparty.com. We appreciate you rolling with us tonight. As always, tell a friend, bring a friend. We'll
Every
do
Friday.
it again next Friday night.
9 o'clock Eastern time.
Yeah. It's 6 o'clock
7 o'clock
Pacific.
Central time.
Oh, I'm not doing all that in the middle.
9:15 CP time.
Oh, boy. We'll be back on next Friday night. So, hey, visit our website, listen to episodes you might have missed, or just check out the ones you were here for and listen to it all over again. We appreciate you all, and we love you, and we'll be back next Friday night. We're out. Say good night, Papa.
Good night, everybody.
Say good night, Ketel.
Good night, everyone.
And bonsoir. This is Redwine. We'll see you again next Friday night. We're out.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Put on the party, grown and sexy.